Honestly, I just love seeing these numbers grow every single week. It's really, really cool to see just like new coaches hopping on, old coaches hopping on, and just this team getting bigger and bigger. So thank you guys, first of all, for being here. Today we don't have a crazy different team guest speaker, but what we're going to do is I wanted Danielle to talk a little bit today on mindset, and just she has been someone that really, if you have your speaker on, just go ahead and mute it. Danielle has been someone from the beginning that has always had the drive and the motivation, but she was really, really stuck for a little bit, and it was all because her brain was not aligned with what she wanted and in the right spot. So we talk a lot about mindset, but I don't think all of us understand how big of a deal it is and how much it can really either make or break your business. So I'm going to have her kind of talk a little bit about that. And then after, I am going to do a little talking, and then we're going to have 20 minutes of accountability, uninterrupted inviting. Okay. This call is not going to take longer than about 45 minutes to 50 minutes. So we're going to all stay on and hold each other accountable and do our shit. Okay. Okay. Go ahead, Danielle. I'm going to mute, and you can just like share just from the beginning, I guess, your struggles. And, you know, you had like 3 months of some pretty like tough grinding without any payback. So I want you to just talk about that and like what switched, and now you're killing it. So I really want people to kind of get a feel for what that looked like for you.
Totally. First of all, Caitlin, you look so good, mama. I love it. Love the new do. You look so good. So good. Just wanted to call you out there. You look good. Okay, you guys. So there's a couple of things that I wanted to talk about. Obviously, the switch in mindset. I wanted to talk about, and I just have my notes over here, so that's where I'm looking, the comparison game, because I really believe that it's the true thief of joy. And so many coaches say it, and it just something that really resonated with me. So I wanted to talk about that. And then leading with income versus leading with your heart. So those are the three things I wanted to cover. So I'm sure you guys have heard my story before, so I don't want to go too far into it, but I was working in corporate America for 8 years. I was doing pretty well for myself, and grew really unhappy, really unfulfilled. I had no purpose, passion, drive, desire, hobbies. It was really sad. And I decided to walk away from my full-time job. I was also pursuing a certification as a holistic health and nutrition coach, and then fitness coaching kind of fell into my lap. I connected with Jamie and decided to kind of just go for it. And in the beginning, I think I put a lot of pressure on myself to be a contributor in my marriage, to continue to live the lifestyle that I was accustomed to living, and to showing myself that I can do this. And by putting that kind of pressure on myself, I was really leading with, I need money, I need money, I need to make money, I need to make money. And I was probably saying all of the wrong things that a coach that doesn't really know what they're doing, or someone that is leading with income, would do. And that came across as salesy. That came across as pushy. That really wasn't leading with my heart. And I think in the beginning, I didn't really have many coaches. I had a few challengers here and there. And I really started to play the comparison game in the middle of that. I would look at what Jamie was doing. I would look at what Mallory was doing. I would look at what Julie was doing. And, you know, everyone's journey is different, but it was something that I was still so kind of like skeptical of this business. I was, you know, fearful in the uncertainty. I didn't know what was going to come of it. So I started like seeing all of, you know, seeing what they were doing, and started playing the comparison game. I wasn't really signing anybody up, and I wasn't falling in love with the process, and really wasn't diving deep into personal development. You know, and that's something that all the top coaches say. And I remember 4 months into this business, and I was hustling, you guys. Like, I was inviting, I was showing up, I was doing the things, but my mindset wasn't in the right place. And I still had such a negative headspace. And I had a call with Jamie, and I remember calling her crying. And I was just like, I'm hitting a wall. I don't know what to do. I'm super frustrated. And in my head, I was like, maybe this isn't for me. And she immediately called me out, was like, you're not reading personal development. Like, you're not doing the vitals. And, you know, we spoke about other tactics, and I hung up the phone. And I think for like 2 days, I gave myself a pity party. I was victimizing myself. I was saying this, I'm not cut out for this. Like, I thought that I was, and I was all the things, all the negative, you know, spiraling out of negativity, being really hard on myself, not seeing the beauty in what I was already creating. And 2 days after that, I stopped sulking. I stopped victimizing myself. And I said, okay, this business is trial and error. And ultimately, you need to either fall in love with or enjoy this process of inviting, of doing the dailies, of doing the behaviors. Because if you're not, then that's just going to suck the life out of it and the enjoyment out of it. So the way that I was doing it was clearly not working. It wasn't bringing me joy. It wasn't bringing me happiness. And I needed to find something that really resonated with how I am as a person. So that's why when I talk to you guys or my coaches, like I send videos right away to people. And that's been something that has worked for me. And, you know, again, there are weeks where I'm rolling high and I'm doing well. And there are weeks where people aren't drinking my Kool-Aid. Like this week, people really weren't drinking the Kool-Aid. But I have found something that really just resonates with who I am as a person. And I think once you find your groove and once you find what works for you, it makes this process so much easier. Thanks, Rach. So let me just pull up my notes here again. So yeah, so hold on one second. Sorry, guys. All right, sorry, guys. He's being distracted. Anyway, so really what I've learned in this business so far, being 10 months in, is that this business is strictly trial and error. It's really about finding what works for you. And what works for me may not work for you. You know, if videos aren't something you're comfortable with, I understand that before coming into Beachbody, I was someone that was comfortable talking in front of a camera. But I also didn't have a warm market. I know a lot of you girls have a warm market, a lot of friends you can reach out to, a big network. Like I didn't have that. So I was forced to reach out to strangers right away. I was forced to really get in their face. That's been something that's been working for me. So if you are someone that doesn't have a warm market and you're only reaching out to strangers, like I feel like just showing up and who you really are in an authentic way is the best way to go about it. And I've said it before, I show up with my retainers in my mouth, my pimple medicine on my face. Like I just want to show everybody that I'm a real girl, that I'm human, that I could be your friend. Like we can just have a good time, hang out, shoot the shit, be really open and honest with each other. That's something that has worked for me. Also, so many coaches say this, it's like finding your why, right? Like, why are you doing this? And for so long, I was like, I want to just help people become the best versions of themselves. Like, but that's our job. That isn't my why. And I think it took me a little bit, but I've actually realized that what I've wanted so much for so long in my life was to have friends, was to have like real, genuine community and feeling like I'm accepted for who I am. And even in the beginning, when I didn't have those things, I would talk about it as if I did and like almost manifesting it. Like, even if I wasn't there, like I know that I believe that I'm going to build this community and I invest in this community. And I truly believe by manifesting that and by saying it all the time, I've built such an incredible team. I've hand selected girls that share the same value and core beliefs as me, and that want to be my friend, that want to spend time with me, that want to get to know me. And I think that's my why. And it took me a really long time to be honest with myself about that. But since I have, I've been able to come across like so much more open and honest and vulnerable, even more so than I already am. And that's helped me so much. So if you can really find what it is that your why is, and it can be the same as mine. Like, why not? Why not want to make more friends? And why not want to have girls that you can actually love and empower and support and be there for each other? Like, that to me is everything. So that's really helped me like get into my groove. Another thing that I've realized throughout this business is really just like managing the expectations of what this is. So I know that what we do, like the tasks are simple, but this business is hard as fuck. I'm sorry, like for me, it is. And not everyone's journey everyone's experience may be different. And what comes naturally to some may not come to others. But for me, this was hard. This was really, really hard. And I think in the beginning, I would like complain about it and be like, you know, like, I don't know if I'm cut out for this. But now I've just like leveled and made my expectations of this realistic and said, Danielle, and listening to like Christina Delgado, who said 4-year plan. If you want this to be life-changing, a 4-year plan. Or Jamie and Kim Fitzpatrick, who say like, we are conditioned as a society to use our hourly rate, you know, what we're working hourly to be our dollar rate. And that's just not what this business is. Or Pat 90X who's saying, be disciplined in the disappointment. The more I hear these coaches talk about this, it's just really managed my expectations that I know I have what it takes. We all do. All of these coaches, they haven't gone to Ivy League schools. They're not taking a magic pill. They're just doing it and showing up every day. And the fact that they are successful, I know that I will be. I know that I will be. And that's been like a weight lifted off my shoulders also, in a sense. Like, I was putting so much pressure to get to this place, and like, I know that I'm going to. So if you can just like be realistic about, it's going to take time. It's not a quick fix like they all say. It's not something that, you know, is just going to like land on your plate. It's going to take work, but if you're consistent with it, then just know that we all can do it. And that's something I manifest too. When I meditate, I really believe I like sit there picturing my hands being held, holding people's hands on stage. Like, I just know that by thinking these things every single day, community and confidence and being successful, that they're going to happen. Another thing is confidence that I've gained in this, which has really been just awesome, and something that I really try and practice gratitude for every single day, because before this, I had zero confidence in myself. I was never a leader or a mentor. I never spoke on something like this before. You know, like, I've never done these things. I've never changed people's lives in this way. And to feel that sense of confidence and belief in myself, and do, you know, personal development, of course, and putting myself out there on Instagram and being vulnerable, all of those things have just built this muscle that is confidence in myself. And that in and of itself, like, if nothing, I'm so grateful for that. I'm so grateful that I've actually been able to look at myself and say, Danielle, like, you've got this, or you are a great mentor, or you are a great friend, or you are a great, whatever it is. Like, I genuinely believe that. And that's such a beautiful thing. And I owe that to coaching as well. Okay. Manage expectations. Yeah. And also, I guess, like, the social media thing, going back to Mallory's training, when she talks about like Instagram is your storefront or your magazine, like, what are the top 5 or 6 things that are important to you? I've made sharing my vulnerabilities like a non-negotiable. And by doing that, I've had such great feedback, even from people that aren't joining me, that just, it resonates so much with people. And I know that it's hard to be vulnerable and put yourself out there, but you guys, nobody cares about the 6-pack abs. They really don't. They want to hear your struggles. They want to hear your obstacles. They want to hear what you've overcome or what you haven't overcome. You know, to know that we're human, to know that we're not just these like fitness freaks that work out every day, but that like we have struggles. And it's in terms of building my confidence, it's just been so eye-opening to share that stuff. Obviously, I want to be mindful of the people in my life and whatever, but just to share where I'm at, it's been super helpful. And I've gotten great feedback from just my followers out there. So if you can be vulnerable, I promise you, people are listening. People are watching, and it will make people want to invest in who you are and want to just sign up with you and want to join you, to know that like you have more to offer than just this amazing program, that you are there with them, that you too have suffered from certain things. And that's been super helpful for me as well. And then I guess I think, to be completely honest with you guys, after Utah was when I really let go of the comparison game, and I stopped looking at what Jamie, Mal, and whoever, what they were doing, and was genuinely just so happy for them and wanting them to succeed, because we're all stars in our own right, in our own way, in our own journey, our own path. We will all be successful in this. And I think really, if you take the step back and just focus on your own journey and be happy for all of us, because what we're doing is so fucking phenomenal. And I wish I knew about this earlier in my life, but we're all going to get there. And I don't know, that's the stuff that, for at least for me, that has been really helpful. And really, I can tell when I'm not doing personal development. It impacts so much of my mindset, of my mood, of how I handle situations. And that's something that I never realized before. Like, even today, I haven't been able to shower in 3 days. So normally there'd be a wrath. And like, I feel like I've been able to at least like pull myself back and be aware of what's going on and how I can control my reaction. You know, I'm just like learning so much about this. So that's my story. I feel like I just know all of us have what it takes, but it's such a great feeling when you could feel that for yourself, to know that you're going to get there, to know that you've built such an incredible team, such an incredible community, that you're showing up for yourself. It feels so good. And I literally look to all of you girls. I'm inspired by all of you. I stalk all of you. I check all of you out. I'm cheering all of you on. And I believe that like we are the new generation of Beachbody, like this team right here. Like I see it. So yeah.
I love that. Thank you for like, you guys, that conversation that we had for whenever that was 4 months into her business, I am telling you, it was a groundbreaking like moment. And she came to me, and then this is something I deal with every single day. I have coaches coming to me with this same type of headspace. Like, I'm so frustrated. I'm sending a million emails and invites. And it's like, you're just putting all this negativity out there, and that's all you're going to get back in. Okay. And I'm just going to tell you that's how it works. If you are so frustrated and you're just pissed because you're getting all these no's, and you're angry and you're annoyed because you're grinding and nothing's happening, that is all that's coming back to you. That's just it. And I remember sitting and listening to Danielle and then being like, hey, stop. Like, you need to stop with this negative, like, energy that you're putting out about what's happening, because that's just what's coming to you. And, you know, she was putting so much pressure on getting these yeses and like holding on to the people for dear life that it was sucking the joy out of it. And I just remember seeing like this complete shift in like taking a step back. You know, before she was just sending rapid messages with no care or thought, or like no idea what was happening, just trying to get them out there without realizing there are people behind there. And then I think she switched just like her energy, and it changed everything. So I know mindset is something that like all of us struggle with, but at the end of the day, in 4 years, if you can get to where you want, in 3 years, 2 years, however long it's going to take you, if you can get to where you want to build your dream life, who cares what everyone else is doing, right? Like, is it going to matter if Mariah gets there quicker, if at the end of the day, if we're all just living your best life? Like, who cares, right? Like, this is not a comparison thing. This is not a race to the finish or race to wherever anyone gets to. It's about, what does your best life look like, and how hard are you willing to work to get that? Because this opportunity will provide you with that, whatever that looks like. I'm not telling you what your dream life looks like. It's really whatever that looks like to you. And if you're not willing to settle, you know, and quit and give up before that actually happens.
I just want to go through some of the questions, but also like, I think when I had that conversation with you, Jamie, I just walked away from my full-time job, and I stopped doing the thing. I stopped going out to dinner with girlfriends. I stopped getting manicures and I was afraid that Brandon was going to get mad at me for keeping the lights on in the apartment. So I was sitting in the dark with no air conditioning on in summer. And Jamie's like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, you're in a black hole, Danielle. And it was really like, it was crazy. And then also, like, I think something that I used to look at, like Mallory, I think Mallory is so organized and such a great leader, and puts together these beautiful PowerPoints and comes together with such great, like, just leadership and things to teach us. And I got really in my head about that for myself. And I was like, oh God, like, I don't do those things. I'm not a PowerPoint kind of girl, but you know what I am? I'm a nurturer. And that's my strong suit. And for me, and I'm obviously, Mallory, I'm sure you are too, but like, I found something that has worked for me, like being a nurturer, caring about my girls. Uh-oh. So, will you guys just mute yourself, please? Thank you. Caring about my girls, really investing in them, talking to them nonstop, literally all the time. And for me, that's worked for me, and that's my strong suit. And that's why I'm like super proud of the type of leader that I am. Okay, quickly, Michaela, this book isn't out yet. I don't know why I got it, but Rachel Hollis' second book, Girl Stop Apologizing, is my favorite book to date. I love it. I think it comes out in March. It's better than Girl Wash Your Face. I love this book. I read You Are a Badass. I read The Compound Effect. I loved You Are a Badass also. Jamie told me to get this book, so I'm going to start this book as well. And honestly, I've been meditating every morning and loving it. Like, that to me has been like super, super helpful. What else? For your plan? I think that's it. No more questions.
Oh wait, I had asked, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay. I had asked, do you start your initial conversation with people with video chats, or do you send like the initial invite and then when they respond, do video? Like, how do you do that?
It honestly depends. Like, there are girls that I'll find and I'll send them a video, be like, girl, we need to be best friends. I'm obsessed with your page. Like, you are such a badass. Like, I'll go right for it. Other girls, I'll connect with them and I'll just be like, hey girl, I saw your feed came up on my, or your page came up on my explore feed. I'm absolutely loving your vibe, your post that you made. You know, I'll check out their page and talk about a post. And then I just go right for it. And I'm just like, hey girl, this is just so much easier and friendlier, right? And then I'll start talking to them just like that. That's what I do. So I do go straight for the inviting, and I know that could hurt me. And I'm probably missing out on a lot of people that I need to build that relationship with, but that's just like who I am. Like, if I see you and I'm just like, you're a fucking rock star, like, I'm going to compliment them. I'm going to tell them that's what it is, and try and build a conversation that way. And there are girls that, like, you know, after most people, like, I'll still get ghosted, I'll still get no's, but more often than not, people are always like, oh my God, that was so nice. That was the nicest thing. Like, it was so personal. Like, no one's ever sent me a video before. Like, oh my God, thank you so much for complimenting me. And then I'm like, send a video back. Let's talk. Let's hang. Like, I try to make it super casual and we're friends. This week I spoke to 4 girls. I've been doing my phone calls via Zoom now. So I got 4 girls on the phone through that video, and we Zoomed and we were talking, and like, are they all going to sign up? I don't know, but I like for people to see my personality. That makes me enjoy this process that much more. Just getting my personality across, because maybe I want to be liked by everybody, you know, like, that's my thing. I want to be liked. I want to have friends. I want people to see who I really am. So that's like how I go about it.
And I think even if when people ghost you or say no, that's at least just know that your first initial invite is just inviting them into your life and getting them to watch you, see what you're doing. So like, I never expect to invite someone and then to say yes. Like, that rarely happens. It just at least gets you connected to them, where now they're going to say, oh, that was cute. She invited me to this like little thing, whatever she's doing. Let me go see what she's up to. And I see these people watching and watching every single day. So just know that that's what really the invite is for. It's not for the yes. Like, don't go for a yes, because you're just going to be upset that you're not getting a yes right away. That just doesn't happen. So think about your invites as like an invite into your life. If they say yes on the first time, gold. But like, more often than not, it just means they're going to start checking you out, watching your stuff, watching your stories, like looking into your life and kind of getting to know you a little bit more. So that's don't expect the yes out of that. So I have this as well. I don't know if everyone's going to read this. I hope everyone does, because it's amazing. This guy, Keith Callahan, is coming on our call. He's going to be talking to us I think it's next week. He wrote this book. He is one of the top earners in this company. He's like a little bit larger, older man, and he just crushes and has built an incredible business. And this is kind of like all the secrets to his success. So he's going to be talking to us next week, but I read this in 2 days, and I found so many like nuggets that I really wanted to just like share really quickly. So I want to just go over it really quickly, and then we can do 15 minutes of like work. So this little thing he says on here, I loved. It says like, the real gift is being the person you have to become in order to earn your income. That's the gift. There's no shortcuts to the top of the industry. You have to become a person capable of achieving success yourself before you can mentor others to achieve that type of success. It says, the blessing of this business is that you are more bright, shiny, happy, content, loving, and gracious that you become, the more success you see. And I don't know if you guys feel that, but that is honest to God the truth if you've been in this long enough. But the more you just develop as a human and your confidence, as you can see with Danielle, and I mean, if you guys look at Dawn Michaelak right now, living her absolute best life, besides like the little crutch that she had. But it's really true. The better version of you that you can become, the more money you earn. The money is a byproduct of a better you. So that's why this whole mindset and negativity situation is absolutely the truth. Okay, really quickly, I'm sorry to just like read these, but some of these are so just good. Okay, so it says, I'm just going to read this whole thing because I think this is true for everybody. Okay, so we always fear like feedback from other people. It says, we don't want to continue to follow up because of fear or pestering or pressuring. We feel like we're always trying to push our business opportunity or products onto other people. Have you ever felt that way? Because do you feel like that right now? Because most of the time, that's probably how people feel, right? That's probably how you feel talking about coaching or talking about, the business. And then it says that is the block for building a large organization. It's actually the block for getting your business off the ground. So take the step to recognize and embrace the value of the opportunity of this network marketing business. Recognize the impact that this business can have on someone's life, that someone is literally dying to be understood, heard, validated, and they are sick and tired of being sick and tired. People are looking for an opportunity, but the distributor, that's us, are caught up in worrying about what others think and miss the chance to serve. Okay, that is the truth. If you are in your own head about the fear of like inviting and talking to people, you're missing out on what this really is and the opportunity to serve other people. Like I use Dawn as an example, you guys, because she makes me cry every single day. I don't know if you guys know who she is, but if you follow her, she signed up with me a year ago in January as a challenger and like 20 something pounds overweight. She came to me and was just, like sick and tired, like really completely unhappy. And I look at who she is now and like I cry, like literally cry, because she is a better mother, like so bright and like just living her life. And it's incredible that like I think about if I didn't invite her because I was so in my own head, like she would not be where she is today. And it just reiterates the fact that you need to get out of your own way, because that is the only thing that stops you from moving your business forward. And that's the truth. So I just like, I like start to cry when I think about that whole thing, because it's really true. Okay. Last thing I want to talk about, because it's really another thing that I love. Okay. Sales. Let's be honest. That's what this is, right? Sales. We are trying to sell our fitness programs and our products and our community and everything that we have to offer and this business opportunity. And do you know what sales is? It's not pushing products or pushing stuff on other people. It is, quote unquote, a transfers of energy and belief from one person to another. Okay. So how are you talking to people? How are you talking about the opportunity? How are you inviting people? Like your energy matters. And I'm not saying you have to be like a bubbly, crazy, like if that's not who you are, that's not your energy, but it's the energy that comes from within. So if you're just like, hey, I want you to join my group, but if you truly don't believe what you have to offer, that is it. People see that. Okay. People feel that. And so that is what sales is. That is what we do. You have to transfer your passion and your energy into other people. So if you're just showing up to show up and checking off your vital behaviors, and you're not like showing up actually, that is what's going to show. Like that is why you're not actually getting Success Club points or helping people or getting coaches, because you might just be checking off the boxes. Like, right. You might just like, oh, I got to like invite today. Like, what about thinking about the gift that you have to give and treating that gift that you're inviting someone as like you could literally save this human's life? What if every conversation you went into felt that exact same type of way? And I think we get into these habits of like just like mass sending invites without any thought of like what we're putting out there, the energy we're putting out there in our stories or in our posts. Like if someone were to look at your story, like do they want to be your best friend? Like, I'm not saying you have to be a bubbly, crazy person. Like I say, Emily Favre sits on her couch all day and like plays with her dogs. Like there's not like a lot of like crazy wildness going on with her, but she has this like factor that you get to know her personality. So don't just get comfortable with doing your vitals because you have to do them. And I know that like sounds really like, I don't know. I just feel like that might not sound right, but you have to have like your heart in this, because this is a heart business, and that's what sales is. Like you have to be transferring your energy and your heart into what you're doing. So that really spoke to me when I read that, because it's the
Also, I just wanted to add, Jane, when I send these videos to people, a lot of the feedback that I get is your energy is so infectious. I really, even if they don't sign up, they're like, I want to know what you're talking about. Like, I want to know, like, it's literally all about how excited you are about it, how much you believe in it, like exude that. You don't need to be bubbly, but you need to have that, like, this is changing my life, or this is changing other people's lives, and really drive home the fact of what this can do for someone, because that you could so feel that energy. And that's been the one thing that keeps me going with these videos, because I have so many people that just say to me, like, your energy is awesome. Like, you are super passionate about what you do. I love that. Even if I'm not interested, like, to hear someone love what they're doing, like, it's not a common thing.
It's not. And more people need to see that, because if you are passionate about this, which I hope you are, because you're here and whatever, and you have to be passionate about this business or it won't work. But like, that's the truth. Like, your passion has to shine through. Like, I've quote unquote gotten so many people just sign up because they like feel that like I'm just passionate about it. So they're like, I don't even know what this is, but like, I'll join, you know? So let your energy shine through. Like, and then again, I'm not saying bubbly, crazy, wild energy if that's not you, but like, let your heart shine through when you're talking to people, you know? I had actually, so I got a message from a girl today. You know, there's like voice notes now on Instagram, which is also, if you're not comfortable with video, I've started using that too. I got a message from this, I think she sells Arbonne or something, but she randomly messaged me and just sent me like she was like British, and sent me a really sweet message. And obviously I wasn't going to join, but she was just like, hey, like, I just was coming across your page, and it was like it was just like inviting. And I was like, I respected it, as opposed to like when I randomly get a weird message that like someone's like, hey, you look awesome, join my fitness boot camp. And I'm like, who, what? So I got that this morning, and I was like, I appreciate this woman. Like, it was totally like heartfelt. And I think that's a really good tool to use now. If you're not like trying to get in the video, that voice notes is amazing. Okay. One more little note, because this is about pushing a boulder over the hill. And if you haven't heard this about building a business, that's what we kind of talk about. You are going to be pushing this boulder up a hill for a very long time, right? You're an entrepreneur, you're a CEO, you're going to be working the shit out of getting this boulder up the hill, which means you might not be like making a crazy amount of income. You might be putting in a lot of hours that like is not necessarily a direct reflection right away, because that's just how it works, right? Like Amazon, do you think that guy like started just crushing it from day one? No, he had to get to a place that he pushed it so far that now it's rolling on its own, right? So that is kind of what he talks about in here. To succeed at the highest level in our industry, you have to first get the boulder over the hill. Getting the boulder over the hill is getting your business to the point where it starts to run away from you. When you are attracting other leaders, that they start building their business, and eventually your business thrives with or without you. Which, isn't that the goal? Isn't that what we all want? Like, wouldn't you love to be able to go away with your family for a month one day and like not have to think about the $10,000 that is automatically coming into your paycheck, or whatever that looks like, or just not have to think about it? Like, you want to have a thriving business. And so you want to be attracting leaders, not followers. And that is what my goal is for all of you guys. That is why I do not want to hold hands. I don't want to like try to babysit anyone to build their business. Like, you want to become a leader. And I'm not saying it happens overnight, because it doesn't. It takes a lot of damn work and like mindset stuff. But you want to be starting to think about yourself as a leader, not just like, okay, what do I have to do? Who's going to tell me what? Like, but showing up for yourself, because that's what you have to do, right? Getting up at 6 a.m. not because Jamie's telling you to, or not because I'm going to hold you accountable, but because this is your business and you got to do it for yourself, because you have to show people that that's what you're doing to build your business, you know? So don't be frustrated if you're in that boulder phase, because we all are. You guys, I'm not at a point where my boulder's over the hill. I'm not just sitting here chilling. Like, we're all doing that movement. So don't get discouraged if you're at the beginning stage where it might feel a little heavier. Like, right? The boulder might feel a little bit heavier at the beginning, and then eventually it starts to feel a little bit lighter, but do not get discouraged. Okay. Last thing, everyone had a sign-up date, right? We all signed up at a certain date, but have you had your birth date yet? He talks about this in like a long period of the chapter. You have there's two different dates when you sign up, a sign up date and a birth date. I want you to figure out if you've had your birth date. Okay. Signing up means you just signed up, but have you actually like been doing what you need to be doing, showing up 100% for your business, like your birthday, right? Like, you're celebrating the fact that you are alive in this business. And I'm telling you, my sign up date was October. My birthday wasn't until January, until I got out of my own way, until I started like getting over like myself and my fears. And it took me 3 months. So if you're not at that birth date yet, that's what you want to go for. Okay. Because there's
I gotta be honest, my birth date, I feel like was
5 months, like total.
no, like I feel like when I hit 2019, I literally let go of everything. I've been vulnerable and real, and I've decided that I want to be a leader, a real leader. I want a real team. I really want to make this happen. And I think I was saying that, but I wasn't really feeling that. So I don't even want to even admit that it took me this long. It's kind of, I don't want that for you all. I want you to find that sooner, but I think it took me a good amount of time to be like, Danielle, you want this, you got to do it every day inviting, every day the income producing activities consistently every single day, because the only way to make money is by doing the income producing activities. And I was falling short of that. Or I was saying, oh, I have some great girls and leaning on them. And that is not, you can't do that. You can't do that. This is a constant thing.
It's true. Okay, so that's like the whole speech that I have for today. But if you guys have questions, we can post them in the chat. I really wanted to take 15 minutes of just like being accountable. And if you are brand new, I want you to write a list of people down, go through your Instagram friends or followers, and just start inviting people. If you are not brand new and you're starting to post on your stories, go through every single person in your story and just send them a note, send them a voice note. Like, don't be in your own head about it. Guys, I send like messages just like as simple as whatever you're inviting to. It doesn't, it can differ, but like, I've seen your page, or like, thanks for the love on my post. I was wondering if you had any interest in joining, my group. So I just posted yesterday about like a call to action, like a who wants to join my team. I didn't have a lot of people commenting, which is what I told them to do, but I messaged every single person that liked it and just was like, hey, was wondering if, like, thanks for the love. I was wondering if you've ever considered doing this online health coach. I've also been calling it influencing, like online influencer, because I think people are kind of attracted to that whole thing as well. So kind of wording it that way, like in online health coaching / in like influencing, because like everyone these days wants to be an influencer, right? Like, so you'll find a lot of people that are just like posting stuff to do that. So I kind of found that was also another attractive thing. And I can't tell you, I mean, I had 100 people that were like, I never actually thought about it, but what is it? Right? So they never thought about it. They've seen my shit 100 times. They never actually thought about it, but now they're starting to think about it, because I said, have you ever thought about doing online, health coaching or fitness, being a fitness influencer? Like, I see you already are passionate about health and fitness or something. Or like, there's a girl that like is in her bio that says like wanderlust or like wants to travel. She doesn't have any fitness stuff on her page, but you know what I'm going to like talk to her about? The idea of being able to work from anywhere and kind of creating that second stream of income that you can travel, and then it might be cool to have some extra money for extra trips. So I just want to take like the next, I don't know, you guys can hop off whenever you want, but I'm going to be sitting here doing the next 20 minutes till 6 o'clock, whoever wants to hop on or stay on or whatever. But I would love to just kind of do this together if you guys want, and just kind of hold each other accountable. And we can, write it down. Like, who are you inviting? If you get feedback. So what I want you guys to focus on, then for 10 minutes, just invite. Don't go back into messages and respond to all of them, because then you might like just have conversation. So what I like to do is split it up, like just invite, send like 30 invites out. Don't respond to them, like if they're messaging you back, and then you go back and focus on a different time of like responding and stuff. So let's just do that. I can put on some music. I don't know. You guys can hop off whenever you want. Does anyone have any special music they want to play? Should we like chill?
Can I just shout out Lexi really, really quickly? So Lexi is one of my girls, and she's been coaching for a while now, but she talked about coaching on her stories today. And she said that she wanted to throw up. She was nervous. And I just want to congratulate her, because whether that's a progress photo or talking in your stories or whatever, everything we do here is scary. And we all feel this way with something at some point. And the more you do it, the easier it gets. And so, and if anyone else wants to shout out anybody else, it's scary to do what we do. And I think it should be congratulated and just addressed every time. So I'm super proud of her.
Yes.
Wait, I want to call out someone then.
Throw up.
Oh, sorry.
No, you're good. You're good.
Christine, I feel like you are just
on fire
coming into this. I'm just like, everything that you've been doing. You've been working so hard. You've been so consistent, and you deserve it. You so deserve it. It's been awesome to see it. You're signing up girls left and right. I'm really fucking proud of you.
It does show. I will say your birth date is here. Like,
Yeah. I think my birthday is like now. Thank you so much, Danielle. I do feel like it's taken me a little bit longer than some other people, but I think that I've been showing up every single day, like
every day.
No fail. It didn't matter that I lost my damn phone. It didn't matter that I had vertigo and I couldn't even freaking stand up. I found a way to show up even like in those moments when I couldn't. I use pictures. Like when I couldn't work out and I like couldn't get out of bed, I was like, you know what? I've got a shit ton of pictures in my phone and I'm just gonna put those up. And maybe it's not the best, but I'm still showing up on social media. And I found a way every single day to like be present. And all of a sudden, like my momentum is just starting to move. And it just feels so good that all of that consistency has paid off, because for a year I've been listening to everybody talk about the consistency and I'm like, okay, this is kind of bullshit. Like I'm consistent, I'm here every day, but nothing's happening. And then it just popped all of a sudden. I don't know.
It's really, really awesome. And like, you are someone that I have said from day one, like is absolutely unapologetically consistent. And that is the superpower. That's it. So if like, she really like, you can see this momentum happening. It's like, she just is all of a sudden like attracting all of the people, all of the coaches, like people are just like all about it because they've watched. So if you're letting your foot off the gas ever, you're going backwards and you're not getting that momentum. So congratulations, Christine, because you really are killing it. And it's really awesome to see. Really, really awesome.
Can I shout out Whitney too? Whitney joined us I think it was like 2 months ago and literally signed on like 15 people in her first month. We just had like a freak out call on when I was on my way home because she signed on 2 coaches. I mean, she's literally like 2, maybe 3 months into this and like literally is killing the game and doing so amazing. Already has her tribe of people. Like seriously, it's freaking amazing. I'm so excited for her.
Awesome. You guys, I mean, it's really cool to see. I see in my down office every single day, like new coaches added, and like, it just gets me excited because to me,
I'm crying.
It's not just like,
I love hearing all
it, like really? Every time I see a new coach, I'm like, oh my God, their life's about to change, like for the better, like truly it's true. So I'm really it's just awesome. Okay, let's get to work. 15 minutes. Let's do it. I'm going to press I'll put some music on. If you guys have questions or like want to share what's working, if you got something exciting, post it in the comments and we can like all chat. If someone says like, you know, whatever we want to do, but let's spend like some real time. Okay, cool.
I missed the first 10 minutes. What are we doing right now?
Oh, just inviting. Just like spend 10 minutes of inviting either to coaching or our challenge or whatever you want. Cool.
Someone on the door, you standing with a bottle of red wine ready to pour. Just in low black satin and lace to the floor. Circumstances told me about your feelings sounded interested. So we jumped right in. When the call converted to answer phone. Message. I mean, me and our parents were kind of cool, but they never find my feeling. It's the things that people have to do. Saying why you about me, I don't know what's to try to find it. Rest, feel me. Whenever the Christmas came, she asked me to come out. I said, hey, girl, come on right around. So she looked at the door. I was standing with the keys on my hand to the 4x4. Checking my ride, checking that nobody saw. Then we got down, stepping in. Saw it was something on that. Thought we better leave it. So I gave my jacket. Oh,
You call me all friendly, telling me how much you miss me. That's funny, I guess you heard my songs. Well, I'm too busy for your business. Go find a girl who wants to listen. Cause if you think I was born yesterday, you have got me wrong. So I cut you off, I don't need your love. Cause I already cried enough, I've been done, I've been moving on. Since we said goodbye, I cut you off, I don't need your love. You can try all you want. Your time is up, I'll tell you why. You say I'm sorry, it's too late. So say it, get gone, shut up. Cause if you think I care about you now, boy, I don't give up. I remember that weekend, best friend caught you creeping. You blamed me all on the alcohol. So I made my decision. So made your bed, sleep in it. Made the victims take your position. I'm through, I'm done. So I cut you off, I don't need love. Cause I already cried enough, I've been done, I've been moving on. Since we said goodbye, I cut you off, I don't need love. You can cry all you want. What time is up, I'll tell you why. You say I'm sorry, it's too late now. So say it, and don't shut up. Cause if you think I care about you now, I don't give up. I see you trying to get to me. I see you begging on your knees. I don't give up. Sometimes trying to get to me. Get on my knees. I don't give up. You. No, I don't give a damn. You keep reminiscing on when you were my man, but I'm over you. Now you're all in the past. You talk all that sweet talk, but I ain't coming cut you off. I don't need your love. You can try all you want. No time is up. I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. You say I'm sorry if you ain't now. So say it. Don't shut up. To me, you become your love to know. Boy, I'm so big. Boy, I'm so big. I try to say, see you coming home. When you shine, you know how I feel. When you shine, you know how I feel. Yeah. When you shine, you know how I feel. When you shine, you know how I feel. Yeah. When you shine, you know how I feel. When you shine, you know how I feel. Yeah. When you shine, you know how I feel. When you shine, you know how I feel. Yeah.
I'll shine my light on you. I'll find my own way through. I'll shine my light on you.
It's the strangest feeling this way for you. There's something the way you move, something the way you move. You'll never leave it all me through. Something the way you move, don't know how to miss you. You have one only party good enough for me. And this heart is open, busting on the scene. In my eyes, I can only see the end. But tonight, I'm getting close again. But tonight, I'm gonna lose it all. Playing with fire, I was the first to fall. Heart is sinking like a cannonball. Baby, kill me, what you waiting for? Something the way you move, something the way you do it, something the way you move. Something the way you move, something the way you do it, something the way you move. There's an evil night and stars will shine tonight. Something the way you do, something the way you do. If you go so far up in your just enough, lies always you so do. It's nothing left for me to do. There's no thing I can do to change your ways. But I know sit back and take the long days. In my eyes, I can only see the end. And tonight, the baby goes in. But tonight, I'm gonna lose it all. Playing with fire, I was the first to fall. On the scene, like a cannonball. Baby, give me what you waiting for.
You guys, it's 6 o'clock, but I'm going to stay on here and work if anyone wants to. I'll probably be on here for another 15 minutes, so I'm just going to keep it open. And I love you all. So, yeah, you can do whatever.
Jane, we can't get Puerto Rico, right?
Hold on. What'd you say?
Is Puerto Rico out?